Hello dear traders, let us review the major economic events of the past week. On Monday, American indexes rose on expectations an agreement between the creditors and Greece would be reached. S&P 500 added 0.1%. The dollar strengthened after Federal Reserve Governor Jerome Powell said he expected the US economy to grow in the second half of the year. The US dollar index advanced 1.1% to 95.367. On Tuesday, European indexes finished in the green zone as investors were optimistic about the resolution of the Greek crisis. Greece counts on bailout extension in exchange for reforms which imply more austerity measures. Stocks Europe 600 climbed 1.2%, German DAX 30 and French CAC 40 increased 0.7% and 1.2% respectively. Oil futures inched higher as investors expected further fall in US crude oil stocks and responded to growing tensions between Russia and US. Japanese Nikkei closed 0.4% lower on Wednesday after Greek debt negotiations failed to make progress. However, investors remained optimistic as the US Senate passed the Trans-Pacific Partnership Pact fast-track bill. Gold retreated for fourth straight session. After better-than-expected US GDP release, investors believed Fed rate hike in September to be more likely. On Thursday and Friday, it became clear that Greece failed to reach a compromise with its creditors. US index futures continued falling. The ICE dollar index added 0.18%. The final reading of University of Michigan Consumer Confidence Index for June was revised upward to the highest level in 5 months. This week, we recommend to pay attention to the Australian Trade Balance Report and to the non-farm pay employment change in US. Both indicators will be published on July 2. At the same time, the highest volatility in Forex market is anticipated on June 30 when the Greek bailout program expires. The same day, the Eurogroup will discuss emergency measures in case of Greek default. This was all for this week. Happy trading and see you next week.